Hello, Scott Perry Johnson, author of The Abandoned Poet, coming at you. This is possibly the hardest video I've ever had to do in my life. And I'll explain why. This is called Discrimination and Lies by The Abandoned Poet. And I had some horrible things happen to me not too long ago. Well, I've been discriminated against for my sexuality.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, cause I could draw, my uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face, she's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K, tripping. Yeah,
during this time, I've been called a pedophile at a skate park. The police actually made remarks, and my sister recently called me a pedophile and said she doesn't want me talking to her son, who I practically raised, while I was practically raising him. She's a drug user and an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic too, but I stuck to only one beer a night. It's because I told her that I would take her out of my will, because I never intended to put her in my will. So just like the grandmother of said child, she also used him as a weapon. And he doesn't even know he's autistic like me.
If I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates me. Have you read the YouTube comments lately? Man, that's gay gets dropped on the daily. We become so numb to what we're saying. A culture founded from oppression, yet we don't have acceptance for him. Call each other faggots behind the keys of
I love this kid. And gay does not mean pedophile.
It's the same hate that's caused wars for me.
I only date older, and I'm not incest.
The same fight that led people to walkouts and sit-ins. It's human rights for everybody. There is no difference. Live on and be yourself. When I was in church, they taught me something else. If you preach hate at the service, those words aren't anointed. That holy water that you soak in has been poisoned when everyone else is more comfortable.
I come from a horrible family.
That have had their rights stolen. I might not be the same, but that's not important.
But he's not.
Freedom till we're equal. Damn right I support it.
After the experience at the skate park, I had a conversation with his father on the phone. Apparently, they both band together and think I'm a pedo. But I love this kid, and I'm not a pedo. Do you know anyone can be a pedo? Anyone! Again, I won't date anyone unless they're older, and I don't have a crush on my nephew.
Plagued by pain in their heart, a world so hateful some would rather die than be who they are. And a certificate on paper.
There's some filthy minds out there.
Damn good place to start.
There are some very filthy minds out there.
We have to change us. Whatever God you believe in, we come from the same one. Strip away the fear. Underneath it's all the same love. About time that we raised up.
I'll be following up LGBTQ community services to help this. And I'm even thinking of taking my sister and the entire family to court. It's very ironic because I fight against abuse, violence, cruelty, corruption, discrimination, pedophilia, terrorism, and much more in my book. I've had counseling sessions on a daily basis ever since this happened. She's just a bad person. And it's time it ended here. Cut off the dragon's head. Gay does not mean pedophile! Now, the reason my older sister of 4 years slandered my name, my reputation, and my careers is because when she was homeless in Tasmania, I took her in, cooked her a feast, and she even refused to smoke outside. I even brought her cigarettes. I've quit for over 1 year now. I think that's pretty impressive. That killed my mother, and my sister assaulted my mother before she died, knowing full well that she was ill, and slandered my reputation to my nephew. Poor show. Now, my nephew, Marcus, has autism like I do. So, further his education the way I did growing up, I was one of the first diagnosed in Australia between age 3 and 4. I'm going to be playing this while eating chicken wings. Some informative stuff about autism/Asperger's spectrum disorder. Let's go.
When we examine 100 random teenagers, we would find that while they all look different, their minds work in very similar ways. One or two, however, have minds that are atypical in a particular way. They could be diagnosed with autism. This happens to boys 4 times as much, perhaps because diagnosing them is easier. Children and adults who are considered autistic experience the world differently because they were born with various degrees of neuroatypical traits. Most autistic children have more refined senses and share a deep desire to bring logic into their surroundings. Some seek repetitive behaviors that follow specific patterns, and many appear to be asocial and avoid eye contact. Autism is not a disease and therefore cannot be cured. Since all our brains are different and there is an endless range of nuances in their architecture, autism is defined as a spectrum. On one side of the spectrum is high-functioning autism, also known as Asperger's syndrome.
These children are highly intelligent and have extreme abilities and interest in specific areas. In the middle are those with average intelligence and some problems learning new things in school. On the far end of the spectrum are children with severe learning disabilities who may require support in their daily lives. Timo, a young boy, can help us understand how living with a neurodivergent mind can be.
Welcome
His
in,
mom
Tivo.
noticed early on that her boy would avoid eye contact and that he would often become upset if she hugged him. He never returned smiles, and engaging him in play with friends often ended in a tantrum. His mother suspected something to be wrong when Timo still wasn't speaking more than 2 or 3 words at a time, even after turning 4 years old.
I thought
She
from
sought
mutism.
help, and Timo was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD for short. Timo has an atypical perception. When reading books or watching movies, Timo's brain picks up and organizes the information differently.
I'm sorry,
While
he
his
mentioned my book.
neurotypical peers categorize things and form schemas, for example, they identify everything with 4 legs that barks as a dog. For Timo, each type of dog is unique and categorized in Timo's mind individually.
Why are you talking about
His
dog?
attention to detail and inability to generalize makes Timo more objective in his perception of the world and less prone to a framing bias. However, it also makes all sorts of new experiences incredibly complex, which is why he loves to follow a rigid daily routine to limit his sensory input. Timo is highly sensitive. His brain amplifies whatever input it perceives. He hears everything and has a heightened sense of touch. However, this superpower makes situations where many people speak simultaneously very challenging. Timo hears everyone but understands nothing. The sensitivity to touch makes eating an intense experience. If a texture or flavor is too much to handle, Timo won't eat it. Also, walking barefoot on wet grass or playing in dirt overwhelms his brain. He has a fascination with logic. Timo naturally looks for patterns that bring logic into this world. Sometimes he also tries to bring order into his own behavior and ways of moving his body. When structured patterns are broken, he gets upset. It freaks him out when someone counts to 8 but doesn't continue to 10. Doctors call
Get to
it
10!
obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. Timo experiences social disconnection. He has trouble connecting with others because social settings overwhelm his sensitivity and desire for order. Because human emotions are incredibly complex and don't follow a set predictable pattern, Timo often finds himself misreading situations and upsetting people around him.
Yay!
As a consequence, he avoids people and rarely makes eye contact, which doesn't matter that much to him, since most of the things other people talk about are illogical, irrelevant, and boring anyway.
Kind of stupid.
For 4 years, his mother had him treated by a therapist who would show him images of faces to help him learn to identify feelings. This meant he got better at identifying facial expressions and corresponding emotions. However, personally, he is still not very interested in reading faces or establishing new social contacts. He has 2 friends who share the same interests and couldn't wish for more. Since Timo's autism is not an illness we can treat, but rather a different way of him experiencing the world, the question remains whether we should try to change him through therapy or accept him for who he is. So, what do you think? Should we treat children with autism with therapy or celebrate them for who they are?
Celebrate
Or
them to
perhaps
make
do
them
both?
understand.
Maybe it's not their atypical minds,
I'm hungry.
but our stereotypical way of looking at them that needs correction.
Parents are
To get
ignorant.
a 3-dimensional glimpse of how an autistic girl experiences her own surprise birthday party, or to download this video without background music, check the descriptions below or visit sproutschools.com.
This sounds greasy. I had to take my glove off.
Sprout's videos are published under the Creative Commons license. That means our videos are free and anyone can download, edit, and play them for personal use.
Oh,
And
that's
public
lovely.
schools, governments, and nonprofit organizations can also use them for training, online courses, or designing new curriculums. To help us...
Yeah, we know where they're going, but I just use that for training. I want my nephew to see that. He needs a little more training than that. I'm hungry and motivated at the same time. Now, shall we kick this off with a song?
Thanks for coming. This is our last song. Thanks so much. You're radical. Thanks.
Well, I haven't done it. I've been here many times before. I'm so thankful today. And the worst part is there's no one left to blame. Be my friend. Hold me, rock me out. And for me, I am so. I need you, warm me up. And lost myself lost myself where to be found. Yes, I think I'm gonna break. Lost myself and I feel unsafe. Be my friend. Hold me, wrap me up. For me, I am slow. Need you, warm me up. Really be my friend. Only wrap me up. For me, I am slow. Need warm me up. And with me. I'm scared.
You gave me your word. You lied. Yes, I
lied.
thought
I could protect you from the truth. Deliver you from evil, spare your innocence of you.
that
I can simply wait. Was the real and true. I was wrong. Wrong has to cover my deceit. But underneath it all, I couldn't keep away my love. I'm left without a nest. One question left to ask. I'm sorry, please help me, forgive me. Don't hate me, don't leave me, forgive me. Forgive the hurt as only you could. Forgive me the hatred was evil. Forgive me and I am with you. You'll be able to forgive yourself too. My dear only, I never told you that you were my son. I didn't know the days we had left were so few. If I'd only knew, I'd have been with you. I'm so sorry. I couldn't be the mom you deserve. And I regret that I was your first step and your first word that I never heard. Now it seems so sad. Can you forgive me? Open up your heart and let me in. Not a real face against us done. There's one thing for all of this I love. What I need to forgive me. I'm sorry, forgive me. Stop hating, stop hurting, forgive me. Forgive me my debt, it's only you could. Forgive me, forget, I know it's not too late. Forgive me and you discover too. But tonight,
Mother? Solid. Go on. I love you, Mother. I love you so. I'll always love you.
At last. We're gonna be doing one more song by Michael Jackson, and I'm gonna be wrapping this up because, frankly, I've spent 3 days trying to do this video because, frankly, it's emotionally tormenting for me. I'm actually feeling like I'm pushing a rock up a hill for eternity. This is not fun for me. So, let's get this done.
Taking time, making up the reasons to justify all the hurt inside. Guess she knows from the smiles and the look in their eyes. Everyone's got a theory about the bitter one. They're saying we'll never love them much, and that enough keeps in touch. That's why she shies away from human affection. But somewhere in a private place, she packs back her eyes face. And now she's waiting for the right kind of bride to come. And she'll say, yeah, I will fly her to the moon and back if you'll be my baby. Got a ticket for a world where we belong. So would you be my baby? She can remember a time when she felt needed. If love was red, then she was colorblind. All her friends, well, they've been tried for treason and crimes that we never defined. She's saying, love is like a place, and original human place. It's like a journey others don't ever met before. Baby, we're taking a dive, we'll take the one drive. Just saying, let's just taking all the moving stars. Just saying, I will fly her to the moon and back if you'll be my baby. Got a ticket for a world where we belong. So would
To do this video, I had a lot of support. If you've heard of 1-800-RESPECT, Tyra, specialist counselor, I thank you. You helped me through a lot of this. And Shelley, regular counselor, you helped me through this too. And not to mention my unofficial foster father. This video needed to be done. Marcus, you'll be getting everything from my unofficial foster father and myself. There's also your unofficial grandfather. And I honor you with all my heart. Horrible things have been said. And we need to rectify that. When you turn 18, I'll come to Darwin, and I'll see you. My foster father will come with me if he's still alive. Well, I'm your Uncle Scotty. I've had some fun doing this video, and frankly, I'm pretty ill. But, yeah, you are autistic, by the way. You are, so am I. I have a signed copy for you and your father in my book, The Imagined Poet. And now I'm ill and tired. This is the Abandoned Poet signing off. I fight for truth. I fight for justice. I fight for you. I am the Abandoned Poet. Do something good for yourself today.